4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
What's going on, guys? I fixed it in your face. Daniel, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe for the information I provide. It's free. You can help me by doing those things. Before we get started here, we're going to give our channel sponsor a shout out, which is Josh is the CEO. He is a whatnot seller. Very, very cool. His team of people are very awesome. Basically, he sells shoes for a fraction of what retail MSRP would be. They are basically, I would consider kind of resellers. And they do a very good job. I have picked up a lot of merchandise from these guys. They keep my feet looking very, very fresh for a fraction of the price of MSRP. So if you guys are looking for a nice set of kicks to rock, I suggest checking out Josh and his crew. If you click on his link, it is a referral link. You will automatically get $10 towards your first purchase across the entire Whatnot app, regardless of whether you spend it with Josh or anybody else. You'll immediately get that $10. To get kicked off. But I promise you, if you guys check out Josh and bookmark all of his shows that he has, I think you'll be quite impressed. He does giveaways all the time. Super, super friendly, charismatic individual. His whole team are very, very friendly. I've bought a number of shoes from them now. He keeps my feet looking very fresh. Without further ado, let's get to the content. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to learn how to do that on ceramics, I'm going to teach you. If you'll notice, I have already let this dry. That is acrylic Crafters Outdoor, right? Satin acrylic paint. This is $1.25. This will do a lot of acrylic laser engraving. What you're going to do is you are going to apply your acrylic to whatever ceramic base. As you can see, the color output when you're done, this is what it's going to look like. It's not going to create solid black, but it is burning the acrylic basically to the ceramic. So that is on there. That would take a lot to get that off of there, right? This is basically part of this plate now. When you laser engrave acrylics to ceramics, they normally look really good. They're not going to be popping out colors like heavily, but they normally look pretty darn good. It's a lot cheaper doing acrylic laser engraving than it is etching paper. And honestly, I prefer to do this because for me, this is cleaner. And when forks and stuff hit this, it doesn't tear it up like marking paper does. Marking paper comes off real easy. So if you're using these a lot with steel silverware forks, things like that, and you use marking paper instead of acrylic paint, then you end up getting massive scratches in it and things like that. Acrylic is burned and etched to the ceramic, and it normally does really, really well compared to marking paper. So I prefer to use acrylic paint. So what you're going to do, take a brush, you're going to apply it, and make sure it's not super duper thick, but you want to not have anything behind it. All these little brush lines that you see, I could have smoothed those out, to be honest with you, but I'm not going to. But you want to try to lay it down as even as you can. This is just a fun test plate that I picked up from Dollar Tree for $1.25, just to have some fun and show you guys how this works. And this is also from the Dollar Tree. It's just a regular outdoor acrylic, indoor-outdoor acrylic black paint, basically. This is a Dollar Tree paintbrush. I just decided to do a whole Dollar Tree run. So for $4, I can show you this and have a whole lot of fun. And this, I can make tons and tons and tons and tons before I run out of that. And if I run out, it's $1.25. So, you know, you can get all these plates, mugs, all that kind of stuff from the Dollar Tree for making your custom artwork. And it's super duper cheap. Doesn't cost much. But I'm going to teach you how to brand this today. I'm going to put my power levels in the left side over here of the screen, so you guys can see what I run my power levels at. You want to make sure that you let this comfortably dry. To take this off, you just put it under hot water for a sec, and then you slowly start peeling, and it'll peel away, and then you just take your thumb and finish it off. So let's go figure out what we're going to apply to here. I'm thinking Bowser. I think Bowser might be fun to put right next to Mario, so maybe we'll do Bowser standing next to him, or maybe Luigi. Let's go through what I have. I'll choose a design, and then we'll do this together. Okay, guys, so what we're going to do, I've propped up the back a little bit so that this is completely flat. You have to make sure that all surfaces are flat. So the front is on the front of the dish here, and the back has been raised up. One of my little canvases that I have. What we're going to do is turn this on. Okay, and the reason we're turning this on is because I need to reset this dot. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Okay, so we're going to take these arrows up here. We're going to maneuver this dot over the top of the acrylic paint. That'll cut out a lot of the glare. And now there's a focal point on your laser up here. You need to dial that in until it's a tiny, tiny, tiny little pinprick. And then you're going to use your laser shield, because you can see how big it is right now. If I pop that in front of it, right, you can see that it cuts out all the glare, and that'll show us exactly how small our pinprick is. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn this, right? If I get my hand in there properly, I'm just going to turn this until we see if it's getting wider or smaller. So I'm turning this to the left, and it is now getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And the reason we're doing this is we're getting the laser head to a point where it's super, super small, okay, until it's just a pinprick on there, which is about right here. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, that's a little too big still. I'm actually going to go ahead and turn this light off. That'll make it a lot easier to see. Yeah, that's too big. So I'm just going to set that in front of it. And I know for you guys, no matter what, it's going to look huge. But for me, I can dial this in really, really well. Right there. That is an absolutely tiny, minuscule little dot. That is such a tiny, tiny dot. I know this is making it seem huge. If you can see that little itty bitty, itty tiny bit of light in the middle, that is what the dot is now. When you remove this, as you can see, it widens things up. All right, and that's what this is for. This allows you to see how small your dot is. That is a pinprick of light down there, just the tiniest little ball of light. So that's concentrating the laser now. So now that I've got the laser set, I know that when I burn to this, it is going to be a high impact burn of a lot of heat transfer all at one time. So we can turn the light back on. Now what I'm going to do is move this fan over here, because we're going to be running my laser at 100% of its power, and that's a lot of heat that's going to be caused. And the number one killer for diode lasers is heat. So I want a fan on its highest setting blowing on this. There's already a fan underneath it, right, inside the top of the laser, blowing air down the diode, but we want these cooling fins on the side, we want to keep these cooling fins cool. If you're going to be burning this hot, you definitely want to do this. Now we're going to open the window so that it'll blow that smell out. We're going to come over here to my tablet, which is up here, and we're going to choose what image we're going to put on there together. We'll get out of that. We'll open the engraver software. We're doing all this together from start to finish, you guys. And we're going to choose, let's see, I'm pretty sure I got a reasonable Bowser. Where's Bowser? There he is. Yeah, this will be fun. We're going to crop Bowser. Let's get Bowser until he's the exact size that we're going to be engraving, and that'll help us adjust where he's going to be placed at and how big he's going to be. So we'll accept that. So there we go. Now we just have Bowser. All right, so now we're going to hit next step. It's going to ask me to connect to the engraver, which we will do together. Do I want to adjust any of my contrast? Do I want to change it to grayscale, outline, sketch? Do I want to rotate the image? You know, sure, let's rotate the image. So we're going to be applying, if this is the front of the unit, which is what we're looking at, we're applying him sideways on here, right? So he's going to be, if this was face down, he's going to be applied going this way, right? So his head is going to be up there, okay? So we're rotating the image. So if we're staring at it, we've rotated his body, which is what we want. So now we'll go to next step here. Next step, gonna look for the engraver. We'll connect to it. Then we'll have to hit next step again. May take a second. There we go. Now it's gonna ask us to resize him, but let's see where we're at first. Let's just pull this down a little bit. I don't want to make it too small. Let's pull this down and see where he's going to be applied at right now. That's pretty fair. That's not bad. He's huge. So I can't go too much wider with him, but I can move him down slightly. So we're going to be moving him that way, okay? So technically, we're just going to be pulling him down like this. There we go. And that adjusts where he's going to be installed on here, because I want him kind of standing next to Mario. So there you go. We've got him kind of standing next to Mario. All right, that's where we're going to be applying it at. We're going to get even heat across the board so I can stop this from moving. That'll recenter the laser. Now we're going to hit next step. All right, the material is going to be, we're just going to leave it on cork, that's fine. But we're going to lower this all the way down to 30. We want it to make a good solid pass on this. So I'm going to go ahead and start my fan. We're going to put it on level 3 so it blows a lot of cold air on that laser head while we do this. I want it nice, up close and personal. And the other thing it's going to do is blow the smoke out. That way there's no toxic fumes coming in the house. It's going to immediately get evacuated right out the window. I'm going to start this. And when we're done, we're going to have a really, really cool engraving. I wanted this to be a full walkthrough video for you guys, okay? Seriously, I wanted to do a complete walkthrough so you can see how much time this actually takes. And I'm not going to record the whole engraving process for you. The reason I put this in front of here is because this, if you don't have this here and you have a digital camera and you're staring directly at a laser beam, it can actually ruin the camera on your phone. It will put purple lines through your camera. So whenever you're pointing a camera at a laser like this, because it gets so bright, right, it'll actually damage the lens on your camera. So you always want to have a shield in front of your camera when a laser is at high potential power. You can see how bright it is, because even through this, I mean, it's like the surface of the sun impaling that paint right now. It is so stupid bright. There's just a ball of heat going back and forth across there like lava. So this engraving is going to take a while. I'm going to let it. We'll come back when it's done and I'll show you what it looks like, okay? But just let this thing run its course. This will be really cool when we're done. I hope you guys enjoy. And then I'll show you how to remove the acrylic and how easy that whole process is. So I'll see you when this is done. Okay, 99%, 100% complete. By the way, I gave my laser 3 different breaks during that. That took roughly an hour of this laser being at 100%. So around every 20 minutes or so, I gave it a break and let it sit for about 5 minutes by pausing the engraving and let it cool itself off, and then I restarted. It's really not good to run your laser at 100% for like an hour. You want to give your laser some breaks if you're going to be branding this hot. So I'm going to move this back a bit. We're going to take this and move that right there in front of the fan again and just let it sit there and blow on it so it can cool off. And now we're going to take this. Let's look at our engraving. Let's see what that looks like in the light. Good job. Good job, equipment. All right, let's take this over here. We will put this in some water. I'm going to heat up some warm water. Look at that. You can tell I didn't lay the paint down very evenly, but it should still look pretty good. So, all right, let's get some warm water going. I want to show you from start to finish how I do this. So I'm just going to set this under the water now. Look at that. We're going to wait till this starts getting hot. The hotter it gets, the easier it'll be to start to peel. As you can see, it's already starting to. There we go. Let the fun begin. We'll get this started on all fronts, and I'll just start peeling back. And then you guys will see the magic. Oh my gosh, what's it look like? Am I going to let you see? Am I going to let you see? Huh? Should I let you see? Alright. Booyah. How cool is that, huh? Pretty neat. Pretty darn neat, huh, guys? There you go. That is on that plate. My nail is not taking it off. Nope. That is on that plate. What do you think? Pretty good? And that is how you etch acrylic paint to ceramic. It's easy. Now you dry it off, and you got a killer plate. So when people come over, they're like, "Oh, that's cool." You'd be like, "I made that." They'll be like, "No, you didn't make that." You'd be like, "Yes. Yes, I totally did make that. I made it myself." Boom. DAJA DJ6 will provide results. What should we do next? We've got all this room on this plate. What's the next thing we should do? Huh? So you can see the darker lines stick out better. These are thin lines. So the first print I did was thin lined. This one went a lot quicker than this one. This one had darker lines, which means more repetitive motion with the laser and longer periods of time running. So, you know, with these little lasers, you got to give them a chance to cool off. Don't run them hard without giving them a chance to cool during prints like this, because running the diode at 100, like I said, is pretty taxing on the system. It's not capable. You just have to remember to let it breathe. Give it a chance to cool off. All right, well, boom. Should we try a colored one next? What should we do? Peach, mushroom, Luigi, turtle, Mario smashing something. The possibilities are endless. Let's go.